Good morning. Welcome back to Novopangea Beginner, guys, where we're going to talk today about skilled workers. Skilled workers is really the hinge, the foundation that Novopangea runs on. Normally you think it'd be land and be buildings because they produce different things. But any player that's out there, if they want to get started, they can just start with multiple, one or two skilled workers and really work their way up. For building owners, yes, you can go ahead and rent out your buildings, you can go ahead and rent out your land, but you're really dependent on skilled workers coming in and using that in order to be able to produce. So this is an important one, especially if you're looking to get into Novopangea. This is a good starting point if you don't have the wax funds to go ahead and buy land claims and buildings and skilled workers. This is a starting point. All right, so let's go ahead and look. I am right now in the Shadow Realm. I have a total of 5 skilled workers that we're going to talk about. And we're going to talk about several different options that you can go ahead and use these skilled workers. If you don't have any buildings or land, the way that you go ahead and get started with these is you're going to go into the building, go into your realms, which is going to be normal, and then go to inventory. There's a couple ways that you can do this. The easiest way that I find is in here. And you can go ahead and find assignment. Just go ahead and click on the skilled worker that's still available. And then you go in here to, it's going to give you options, basically everything that's available in your Shadow Realm or in your own personal district. For me, it's the Shadow Realm. You can go ahead and narrow it down to the districts. They've actually just added this, so it's a nice feature that they have in there. You can narrow it down to the district that you're in. For me, it would be District 7 in the Shadow Realm. You can narrow it down to only level 1 options. Depending on your skilled worker, depends on what they can work. And we'll talk about the upgrading process here in a second. But what you want to do is you want to go ahead and find a job that works for your particular skilled worker. If you're working in someone else's building, what you want to look at is the level. All mine are level 1. And the reward, which is 1 obsidian. All level 1s, it's standard 1 obsidian. If you get to a level 2, you have the option of going up to 2.5 obsidian for working. So we want to start out, and just so you're aware, there's a lot less level 2 buildings right now. So there's going to be quite a few options for level 1 buildings to work at. Down the road, that'll change as more people upgrade their buildings. There'll be more options available for higher level workers. So it's pretty simple. In order to go ahead and work it, you're going to go ahead and click on here. I'm not going to do that because I'm going to use mine for a different reason. But you just click on Add Worker, and they'll start a 12-hour work shift. At the end of that 12 hours, you'll have to go ahead and feed them, which is, for level 1, it's 15 food, which you'll see up here. You basically use 15 food. And then they go through a 24-hour cooldown period. You can speed up that cooldown period with epic and legendary cards, but for standard, for most people, it'll be a 24-hour cooldown period. After that cooldown period, you can go ahead and have them work again. So it is a 36-hour cycle you should be aware of when you're using skilled workers. The other option, instead of working in someone else's building, you can always just go ahead and click on buildings and see if they need something. That is the painful, slow way when working for someone else. I would just recommend going to the workers and finding assignments. One of the other options that you have here is to assign it to your own buildings. If you have your own land and your own buildings and you want them to work for yourself, that's another option that you have. So you can go ahead and go to Find Assignment. This is one option. Click on this checkbox and it shows only your building. And you can go ahead and click on one worker at a time. It's a little bit of a slower process. And let me show you a quicker process to do that. Go to your buildings, as we talked about in a previous video. These are my 3 buildings down here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this building. And once I click on that, it's going to give me the option. It's going to pop up my skilled workers. You see I have 5 here. And instead of going through each individual one, I can actually select multiple and add them to a certain building. In this case, I'm only going to go ahead and add 1 in here, and I'll show you why here in a second. And then you just add on skilled workers. What you're going to see is it's going to cost me, if I'm working my own building, it's going to cost me 15 energy, 15 building material, But then you're also going to see my building material go up significantly. So let's go ahead and add worker. You have to authenticate it every single time. And you're going to go ahead and here in a second, you'll see the numbers adjust. There we go. You saw I lost 15 here. I lost 15 there, but then I also added 200 to it. So I was able to add to my overall results there. So now I have that there. What I'm going to show you is the multiple selection now. I'm going to go in food, my food facility, and I'm going to actually have I'm going to have 3 workers work in my food facility. And that's going to give me a total of 600 food. So let's go ahead and select multiple. You're going to see this reduce by, if I can do the math right, 45. This will reduce by 45, and this will go up by 600. So let's go ahead and add those skilled workers in here. And then you'll see the numbers change here in a second. They'll all shift around. And there we go. You see that went up to 870, and these all reduced by 45. And the last one I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead. I was going to add one to energy to show you that, but let's go ahead and add one to building materials, just so I have that in there. Just because I need a few more building materials to prep for other things. So let's go ahead and select on building materials, add them, and you'll go ahead and you'll see this go up, and you'll see this get reduced. There we go. You saw it shifted, so now I have 365 building materials, 255 energy, and I'm all the way up to 870. I'm almost up to my limit. I could either convert this into obsidian, or I can go ahead and work up to the process where I can upgrade my storage. I don't have enough obsidian yet, so I'll most likely convert a big chunk of this into obsidian. All right, what's going to happen now is if you go to my food building, you'll see that I have all the shifts are active. It's completely full. No one else can work any shifts. I can't put any more workers in the shifts. So 12 hours from now, it'll go ahead and release the workers and release the building. If I go back over to this one, you'll see I have no workers. I have 2 of the 3 used, but someone else can go ahead and jump in and work here. I just don't have any more workers available. And that's going to be the similar for my energy mine. There's 3 spots available. Other people can go in there. And basically what's going to happen after a 12-hour shift, I'm going to have to feed my skilled workers. And then for my buildings, I'm going to have to refresh them. And then 24 hours after that, after my workers rest, I'll go ahead and be able to work them again. So if I go over here to my inventory and my skilled workers, you'll see that they are all working the 12-hour shift, which is standard. There's nothing else than a 12-hour shift right now for level 1. And then there's another option. I briefly mentioned this, that you can level these up, that they'll able to be produced better. Just click on the green arrow here. It costs 10 obsidian to level them up, plus 120 food. And it's going to take 8 hours to do that leveling up. So I could go through the process of leveling these up right now. I don't necessarily want to do that quite yet. And the reason I don't want to do that yet is because I don't have any level 2 buildings. So the only thing I'd be able to use them for once I level them up is other people's buildings. And that only gives me 2.5 obsidian. I'd rather get the products or the production over just the straight obsidian, because you actually produce more. Like I said, when I put a skilled worker in my food, each skilled worker earned 200 food. That I can actually convert 200 food into 4 obsidian. So it would actually hurt me if I work for someone else, since I already have the buildings. So these are the skilled workers. They're very important to the game. If you're looking to start the game, it's a very good option to start by grabbing 1 or 2 skilled workers, get them in there earning obsidian. You can convert obsidian into food, other items. Down the road, when the Nova coin comes out, you'll be able to do other production there too. And you can upgrade them and earn more as you continue to work through and work with them. I hope this is very helpful. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.